Chapter 21. Jehoshaphat died and was buried with his ancestors in the city of David, and his son Jehoram succeeded him as king. Jehoram, son of King Jehoshaphat of Judah, had 6 brothers: Azariah, Sahil, Zechariah, Azariahu, Michael, and Shephatiah. Their father gave them many gifts of silver, gold, and valuable articles, and he also appointed each of them as governor over fortified cities in Judah. But he made Jehoram the firstborn king after him. When Jehoram established himself firmly over his father's kingdom, he put all his brothers to the sword, along with some of the princes of Israel. Jehoram was 32 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem for 8 years. He married a daughter of Ahab, king of Israel, and followed the ways of the kings of Israel, as the house of Ahab had done. For he did evil in the eyes of the Lord. Nevertheless, the Lord was not willing to destroy the house of David, because of the covenant he had made with David, and he had promised to maintain a lamp for him and his descendants forever. In Jehoram's time, Edom rebelled against Judah and set up its own king. So Jehoram went there with his officers and all his chariots. The Edomites surrounded him and his chariot commanders, but he rose up and attacked the Edomites by night and broke through their lines. To this day, however, Edom has been in revolt against Judah. At the same time, Libnah also revolted because Jehoram had forsaken the Lord, the God of his ancestors. He had also built high places on the hills of Judah and had caused the people of Jerusalem to prostitute themselves and led Judah astray. Then Elijah the prophet wrote Jehoram a letter which said, "This is what the Lord, the God of your father David, says. You have not followed the ways of your father Jehoshaphat or of Asa, king of Judah, but you have followed the ways of the kings of Israel. You have led Judah and the people of Jerusalem to worship idols, just as the house of Ahab did. You have even murdered your own brothers, members of your father's family, men who were better than you. So now the Lord is about to strike your people, your sons, your wives, and everything that is yours, with a heavy blow. You yourself will be very ill with a lingering disease of the bowels, until the disease causes your bowels to come out." The Lord aroused against Jehoram the hostility of the Philistines and of the Arabs who lived near the Kashites. They attacked Judah, invaded it, and carried off all the goods found in the king's palace, together with his sons and wives. Only his youngest son Ahaziah was left. After all this, the Lord afflicted Jehoram with an incurable disease of the bowels. In the course of time, at the end of 2 years, his bowels came out because of the disease, and he died in great pain. His people did not make a funeral fire in his honor, as they had for his ancestors. Jehoram was 32 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 8 years. He passed away to no one's regret and was buried in the city of David, but not in the tombs of the kings. Chapter 22. The inhabitants of Jerusalem made Ahaziah, the youngest son of Jehoram, king in his father's place. This happened because the band of Arabs that had invaded the camp had killed all the older sons of Jehoram, leaving only Ahaziah alive. Thus, Ahaziah became king of Judah at 22 years of age. He ruled in Jerusalem for 1 year. His mother's name was Athaliah, a granddaughter of King Omri of Israel, and daughter of King Ahab. She gave Ahaziah wicked advice, leading him to follow the evil example of Ahab's family. Like the house of Ahab, he sinned against the Lord. For after his father's death, members of Ahab's family became his advisors and influenced him to do evil. Following their counsel, Ahaziah joined forces with King Joram of Israel, Ahab's son, and they went to war at Ramoth-Gilead against King Hazael of Aram. Joram was wounded in battle and returned to Jezreel to recover from his injuries. Ahaziah went to visit him there. God had decided that this visit would lead to Ahaziah's downfall. As soon as he arrived, he went out with Joram to meet Jehu, son of Nimshi, whom the Lord had anointed to destroy the house of Ahab. While Jehu was carrying out God's judgment against Ahab's family, he met some leaders of Judah and some nephews of King Ahaziah who were serving him, and Jehu killed them. Then Jehu ordered that Ahaziah be found. They located him hiding in the city of Samaria, brought him to Jehu, and killed him. However, they buried him, for he was a grandson of King Jehoshaphat, who had faithfully served the Lord with all his heart. Now there was no one left in Ahaziah's family capable of ruling the kingdom. When Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, learned that her son was dead, she ordered the destruction of the entire royal family. Only Joash, the son of Ahaziah, survived. was about to be killed with the others, but he was rescued by his aunt Jehosheba, the daughter of King Jeram and half-sister of Ahaziah. She was married to the priest Jehoiada. Jehosheba hid Joash and his nurse in a bedroom within the temple, keeping him safe from Athaliah. Thus, he was not killed. For 6 years, Joash remained hidden there with those who protected him, while Athaliah ruled over the land. Chapter 23. In the 7th year. The priest Jehoiada gathered his courage and summoned 5 army officers: Azariah son of Jeraham, Shmael son of Jerahanan, Azariah son of Obed, Maaseiah son of Adiah, and Elshaphat son of Zichri. Jehoiada persuaded them to join him. Then they traveled throughout the land of Judah and gathered the Levites and the heads of the families from all the towns of Judah. They all came to Jerusalem, and together they made a covenant in the temple of God with the young king Joash. Jehoiada said to them, "Here is the king's son. He is the one who is to reign. As the Lord promised concerning the descendants of David, here is what you must do. 1/3 of you, the priests and Levites who are coming on duty on the Sabbath, shall guard the temple gates. Another third shall stand guard at the royal palace, and the remaining third shall be stationed at the foundation gate. All the people shall assemble in the courtyards of the temple. No one is to enter the holy place except the priests and the Levites who are on duty. They may enter because they have been consecrated, but all others must remain outside, as the Lord has commanded. The Levites are to surround the king, each with his weapon in hand, and accompany him wherever he goes. Anyone who enters the sacred area is to be put to death." The Levites and all the people did exactly as Jehoiada the priest commanded. Each officer took his men, those who were coming on duty that Sabbath, and those who were going off duty, for Jehoiada had not dismissed any of the divisions. He supplied the officers with the spears and shields that had once belonged to King David and were stored in the temple of God. He stationed the guards with their weapons drawn all around the temple, protecting the king from the south side to the north side. Then they brought out the king's son, placed the crown on his head, and gave him a copy of the covenant law. They anointed him, and Jehoiada and his sons proclaimed him king. People shouted, "Long live the king!" When Queen Athaliah heard the noise of the people running and cheering for the king, she went to the temple of the Lord to see what was happening. There she saw the young king standing by his pillar at the entrance, surrounded by the officers and the trumpeters. All the people of the land were rejoicing and blowing trumpets, and the singers with their musical instruments were leading songs of praise. In despair, Athaliah tore her robes and screamed, "Treason, treason." But Jehoiada the priest ordered the army officers, "Do not kill her in the temple of the Lord. Take her out between the ranks and strike down anyone who follows her." So they seized her, and when she reached the entrance of the horse gate by the royal palace, they killed her there. Jehoiada then made a covenant between himself, the people, and the king, that they would be the Lord's people. All the people went to the temple of Baal and tore it down. They smashed the altars and idols and killed Matan, the priest of Baal, in front of the altars. Jehoiada assigned the priests and Levites to take charge of the temple of the Lord according to the divisions established by King David as written in the law of Moses, offering burnt sacrifices and leading songs of praise as David had instructed. He also posted guards at the gates of the temple to ensure that no one who was ceremonially unclean entered. Finally, Jehoiada, the officers, the nobles, the governors, and all the people escorted the king from the temple to the royal palace. They entered through the upper gate, and Joash took his place on the royal throne. All the people rejoiced, and the city was peaceful, for Athaliah had been put to death.